Hi, my loves. Welcome. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Rising, Venus. Keep in mind it will not resonate with everyone. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't force it so that you don't become confused. If you are interested in a personal reading, send me a text message. 971-354-95. Oh. All right, my loves. Hi. Messages for... Oh. Messages for Cancer. Cancer, I kept picking up... Fuck. I'm trying to find a way not to offend someone because I really hope that you don't get offended or you're not. Okay, so this is what I was picking up in my meditation. I was going to come out and say it. There might be a lot of body odor going on. Not so much like the regular type. Maybe it's like when you go to the restroom and you're noticing like a different smell. I know it's like, what the hell? But I don't know. It needs to be talked about, I guess, because it keeps popping into my head and it won't let me let it go. So if you're experiencing like a lot of like smell, like when you go pee or like all that stuff, your body isn't supposed to smell like a lot. And a lot of the times when it does is because there's a lot of chemical inside of the body that the body is trying to express and push out. Okay, so a lot of the times that's why we start to get that smell. So for whoever I'm reading for, the suggestion that I keep picking up on is try to cut back on any type of meat and any type of like fake anything. Only consume what's real. So like watermelon juice, cantaloupe juice, pineapple juice, only fruit, only now I'm not saying meat is not real, but meat takes a long time to process through the body, so it would be a good idea to start maybe extending how much of it you eat. So like if you eat it on Monday, then eat it again on Thursday. But try to eat something like a fruit bowl or like a vegetable platter or something like that, like a between those 2 days. So that, because vegetables is the thing that's going to give you the energy, the thing to push everything through. I know it's too early. I'm like, what the fuck, Abby? Why is this reading about this? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. Somebody needed to hear that. If that wasn't you, I am so sorry. Also, like juices would be, I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to start juicing. I feel like there's an energy of like putting a lot of focus on taking care of your body. If you want to have a long and healthy life, my loves, that goes first. And what we also need to understand is that what comes with money and having abundance and having success and all of that, it has to come with us with us wanting to live, wanting to take care of ourselves. Because the moment we start to focus on the decline, the moment we start to not drink enough water, to the moment we start to, because all of that is necessary for the body. I mean, if you can't go more than like a few days without drinking water, just think of how important that shit is for you. And I'm not talking about soda. I'm not talking about like all that stuff. Now, I'm not judging any lifestyle. Like, if that's the way you like to live, that's totally fine, my loves. It's just, I want you to ask yourself, like, how, I don't know, whoever I'm reading for, it obviously makes you uncomfortable. Like, very uncomfortable. And I do feel like there is a desire for change and like a turning point, and to create like a distance. For some of you, it is stress, because the stress sweat does smell a lot different than regular sweat. So if you've been finding yourself that your sweat is a little bit stronger on some areas, then it would be very good for you to catch yourself and ask yourself, okay, well, what's stressing me out? Because some of you, it just comes out of nowhere. I also feel like whoever I'm reading for, you're probably having it. I feel like a stiff neck or like a sore throat. So there's like a lot going on in the throat chakra. There isn't a lot of emotion that's being expressed. And so it's starting to manifest in the body. Try to keep in mind that everything physical is just an emotional manifestation of what you didn't release. That's it. It starts to become matter. When you make it matter, it starts to become matter. And then once it does become matter, it is extremely difficult to undo. And that's when we start to notice that physical shift. And so if we want to start undoing it, and it's time to start. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles. I'm not saying anyone is sick. I'm not saying anyone is sick, so I'm not putting that out there. I'm more saying that if you do want a lifestyle where you have more energy, you have more, like you're not tired all the time, or you're not, like for some of you it might be different though, because some of you, you might need to, it's because, sorry, I'm trying to be so careful. Because I'm really not trying to give a bunch of medical advice. And I usually just do this when I do a one-on-one, because I can tap into that one specific person and feel what their body feels like. But right here, I'm actually tapping into like a few. And so I'm very aware of that. So just please take whatever resonates to you. Don't take all of it, because you might be the type that is struggling with just drinking water. Maybe the whole thing doesn't apply to you. Maybe it's just the water part. So just take what does with you, okay? Because the Seven of Cups with the Three of Wands is here. What you've been waiting for, what you've been stalling on is kind of, the wait is over. The Three of Wands is an energy of anticipation. So there's a part of you that knew that this was coming. There's a part of you that knew that this shift needed to happen soon in order for you to start creating the wealth that you truly want to create. Or maybe it was just that you weren't putting out your best. And so because you weren't putting out your best, you weren't also receiving your best. And now you're getting ready to take that turn and start to really manifest what you want to manifest. Because remember, we are not going to get anywhere unless we have passion and unless we have desire. And those two things are like pushed out of the way if what we're doing feels like an obligation. All right, we can't make it feel, and nothing can feel like an obligation. As souls, we're so stubborn. We set ourselves free. The Wheel of Fortune. Like the Wheel of Fortune is just, it's us taking that opportunity on ourselves and that chance with life, right? Because you can't control the Wheel of Fortune. You can't control where it lands. It lands where it lands, and you get what you get. It's not like, you know what I mean? You know how in the Wheel of Fortune, there's like $1 million over here, and then there's like 400 here. If you land on the 400, you get the 400. That's just what the reality. And that's what the universe is like, is saying now it's time for a new opportunity with you and the universe. I do feel like the Wheel of Fortune does also have a lot to do with how much you believe in yourself, because there's several wheels, right? I'm not saying that maybe what's on the board you cannot, okay, maybe what it lands on you can't choose, but I do 100% feel that what's on the board is something you can. So like you can choose what's on the board, but maybe you can't choose where it lands on unless you really do put your energy into that. You know what I mean? Like if you want to get, I don't know, like if the one that you were going for was all the way on the other side of you, then you have to spin it extra hard for it to possibly reach that side, right? So it's going to be the same thing. The effort that you put in is going to reflect what you get back. And your body does the same thing. And if you've been trying to I'm not saying go on a diet, but a lot of the times, my loves, fasting heals so much. I just want to make that clear. Like fasting, now I'm not saying that for people that have like health problems and need to eat. If that's something you've already talked over with your doctor, then you're very aware of that. Okay, so please don't go and trump whatever your doctor says just because you're listening to a collective tarot read on YouTube. I'm trying to be very careful because I'm really this is like the worst reading I've ever done. I'm sorry. I'm so nervous because I'm all over the place and it's just talking about health, and I'm not big on like telling people what to really do because I feel like that's kind of what this reading has been. But maybe whoever I'm reading for, maybe you needed to hear it. I'm sorry. Like I totally get it. I 100% get it, and it's very hard to make that lifestyle change. But once you see it coming, and then it's time to take that step. It's kind of like the elevator or the escalator. You can get in the elevator, and when it lands on that floor, you can get off if you want to, and you can also get on the elevator and just ride it all day. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's not. It's your choice. Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. Like the tools are there, but if you want to use them, it's up to you. The Wheel of Fortune with the Six of Swords and the Page of Wands. You guys might actually be talking to like a fitness instructor or somebody like a reader or someone that can help you just clear up why you don't have this desire. Mars just entered Leo. Sorry, I was trying to see how that was going to affect you. And for some of you, that's moving into your second house. So some of your, I mean, that makes a lot of sense on why you would want, I mean, if you're a Cancer rising, that makes a lot of sense on why you want to start changing everything and start going after money and start like freeing yourself. But I will say that right now, it's best to start on the inside. Right now, it's not the greatest thing in the world to go and try and get what you want, because you're not emotionally, my loves, I'm sorry to say, but you're not ready for it. And that could be love too, because I don't have a lot of love out here, which kind of makes me feel like you're just pretty much in an energy of like bettering yourself and just focusing on how to make your life better or how to get to a better place. It's just, it feels like, try also to not absorb so much hate, because I can tell that you're paying attention to a lot of that hate, and it's not. You're going to hear some type of good news very soon. Some of you might be going on a trip, or you might be like some of you might actually go to a spiritual retreat, or you might go somewhere so that you're able to like make your body healthy. Maybe you're gonna get a cleanse when you're away, or something like that. It feels like the anxiety that's coming in is because of so much of everything that's still inside the body, and your body will always reflect how you feel. If you are holding on to a lot of things emotionally, the body will 100% become constipated. That's just the way that it works. If you're holding on to anger, if you're holding on to resentment, if you're holding on to grief, your body will hold on to everything. Everything. It just does that because the body gets so tight when we're angry. The muscles get tight when we're frustrated, when we're tense. Everything gets really, really tight, and then you start losing flexibility. You start to struggle with movement. You start to get up, and your joints start to hurt. I feel like for whoever I'm reading for, it's time to start. If you can at least move the parts where you can in the moment, or what you feel you can do in the moment, then do that. Put on some beginner's yoga and start doing yoga for your stretching, and so that you can have energy back inside the body. Yoga is a great way of unlocking energy from the body and taking what mattered to you and what you created into something in your body. It's amazing at releasing it without you even having to do anything. So is exercise. There's a reason why we call it that, because we're exercising it out of our body. It really is like an exorcism. All of that negative energy, and it needs to happen, even if it's just, I wish whoever lived, like, I wish whoever I'm reading for, I wish you, like, lived closer, because I'd be like, let's go on a walk, like, every day or something, because I feel like a part of what's also missing is a social group. A part of what's also missing is having friends, it's having connections, it's having people that you can also, count on to go to the gym with you, or count on to eat a healthy meal with you, not a friend that's going to take you to, I don't know, the fattiest burgers in the world when you're trying to diet or something. Someone that does accept your lifestyle and want you to live longer and love you and want to keep you here as long as possible. I feel like maybe new friends are also needed. It would be so good if you went to a yoga studio. Like, go connect with people that are like you now. Because I feel like for whoever I'm reading for, your lifestyle is changing. And the reason why it's so hard to adapt and get into like a new mode or who you are now becoming is because you're still, in some ways, my beautifuls, attached to your past and attached to the body that you used to have and the mindset that you used to have. And the lifestyle, same thing. You want different. You want new. And it's going to come very fast. And just FYI, because the Wheel of Fortune is here with the Six of Swords. You've made up your mind right now. Right now, you're a little confused, but you're already there. You're like 90-10. As soon as you make up your way all the way again, the Chariot. You guys are the Chariot for the reason. Nothing can stop you. Nothing. Unless you make up your mind and unless you want to stop, you will stop. If you want to take a right, you're going to take a right. If you want to take a left, that's why they say, people say that Taurians are stubborn, but I'm sorry. I think you guys are up there with them. Like, I feel like you guys are pretty stubborn yourselves, because when you guys have something made up, it's so hard to change it, my loves. But I feel like the universe has been sending you all kinds of signs like, hey, like let's start to focus on this. Let's start to move this. Also, my loves, I want you to make sure that you're not giving when you don't have any. All right, because I can tell that a lot of people are reaching out to you, trying to get a lot of your advice, but you don't have that energy to give. All right, so if a friend hits you up one day and you can't talk and you can't give them that energy, if you tell this person, I'm sorry, my love, but I just don't feel good today. Can we talk about this tomorrow? Because this is just too emotionally draining for me. Like, I love you so much and I don't want you to think that I don't care about you, but I need a little tiny bit of space. If you can say that to a friend, and a friend can call you all kinds of names, like if they're not okay with you saying that to them, or if they're not okay with you taking a step back, then this person is just emotionally comfortable dumping their shit on you. And they're looking for somewhere to dump, and you're not a dumping place. That's not who you fucking are. And I hate that. Everybody uses you for that. Every fucking body uses you for that. And it's not fair. No, they're not allowed to do that anymore, because the more they dump on you, the more shit matters to you, and the more it repeats itself again, and the heavier you feel. And after you feel so heavy, then it continues. The cycle continues, and it's not. I don't want, no. It needs to end. Cause and effect is what's happening with the Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, all new shit. All new shit. Everything is changing, and it needs to change. It needs to change for you, and for your happy life. If you want to have a happy life, then it does require certain things. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's happiness looks the same. Your happiness is a specific happiness, but ask yourself, okay, if my happiness means building a house somewhere in the middle of nowhere, in a farm, and having all my animals and having all of this, then that's going to require for you to be healthy. If you really want to enjoy it, if you really want to have it and acquire it, then you have to, it's going to require for you to care about yourself, because when you care about yourself, then you start to heal yourself. We're natural healers. Every single person in this entire world is, and we naturally heal each other. We naturally heal each other. And whenever we start to feel like whenever we care about someone, we're healing them. Whenever we're loving someone, we're healing them. We're sending them love. We're sending them joy. We're sending them wholeness. We're sending them God. That's the purpose of this. God experiencing God, having a human experience as himself. That's the purpose. You, God, the animals, the trees, everything is it, and everything experiences itself. All right, I'm done. I love you guys so much. I'm sorry that was so confusing. Cancer. Oh, hi. Hi, mummies. I'm sorry that was so confusing. I love you guys so much. Praise to the Most High for allowing me to be your messenger.